Hello everyone, welcome to Biafra Media Newsroom. My name is Edidem Unwana and I'll be your host today.
Today's news discussion touches on important matters. Please listen.
The blueprint for a stable Biafra, building a nation that avoids Nigeria's political mistakes. By Edidem Unwana, senior political analyst, the Biafra Media / BRGI Newsline BRGI Media Team Biafra activist, human rights advocate. The dream of Biafra has never been merely about geography or separation. At its core, the Biafra struggle represents a quest for security, dignity, justice, accountability, and a system of governance that protects people instead of oppressing them. For decades, millions across the Southeast and beyond have argued that the failure of Nigeria lies not only in leadership personalities but in the very structure of the Nigerian state itself, a structure built on excessive centralization, political favoritism, weak institutions, and unequal power distribution. When Biafra emerges as an independent nation, one of its greatest responsibilities will be ensuring that the same mistakes that weaken Nigeria are never repeated. A future Biafra cannot afford to replace one centralized system of domination with another. It must instead become a model African state built on decentralization, rule of law, regional autonomy, meritocracy, and accountable governance. The future stability of Biafra will depend not merely on gaining independence but on building strong institutions that protect both the majority and minorities, guarantee justice, and prevent the concentration of power in the hands of a few individuals or political families. A decentralized federal republic. The most suitable system for the Biafra Republic would likely be a decentralized federal constitutional republic with strong regional autonomy and parliamentary-style accountability mechanisms. Unlike Nigeria's highly centralized structure, where enormous powers are concentrated in Abuja, a future Biafra would benefit from distributing authority across regions or states. Under such a model, local governments and regional administrations would control most internal affairs while the federal government focuses primarily on national defense, foreign policy, currency management, immigration, and strategic infrastructure. This structure would reduce unhealthy political competition for the center and prevent the emergence of authoritarian dominance from a single region or ethnic bloc. It would also empower communities to develop according to their unique economic, cultural, and social realities. Regional autonomy and local governance. One of the major failures of Nigeria has been the overdependence on the federal center. In a future Biafra, regions should possess constitutional authority over education, healthcare, agriculture, local policing, taxation, transportation, housing, community development. Such autonomy encourages innovation, accountability, and economic competition among regions. Instead of waiting for directives from a distant central authority, communities would take ownership of their development priorities. This system would also significantly reduce feelings of marginalization and political exclusion, which have historically fueled unrest in many African states. The role of the number one citizen. In order to prevent the excessive concentration of power that often destroys developing democracies, the office of the president or head of state in Biafra should be carefully defined and constitutionally limited. The number one citizen of the Biafra Republic could be officially addressed as Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Biafra, or President of the Federal Republic of Biafra. However, unlike many African presidential systems where enormous unchecked authority exists, the Biafran leader should operate within strong constitutional limits. A parliamentary federal model may prove more suitable because it encourages coalition building, reduces dictatorship tendencies, allows ineffective leaders to be peacefully removed through parliamentary votes, and discourages winner-takes-all politics. Under this system, the Prime Minister or President remains accountable to Parliament, regional leaders maintain substantial autonomy, and power becomes more institutional than personal. The office holder would serve as Commander-in-Chief, Chief Diplomat, Constitutional Protector, and National Unifier. Most importantly, leadership would be based on service rather than political worship. A federal parliamentary system. A parliamentary democracy may provide greater long-term stability for Biafra than a highly centralized presidential structure. Under such a system, citizens elect representatives to parliament, the majority coalition forms government, and the prime minister emerges from parliament itself. This model reduces the dangerous winner-takes-all mentality often seen in African presidential systems where elections become existential battles. Parliamentary systems encourage dialogue, compromise, coalition governance, and political maturity. Countries like Germany, Canada, India, and South Africa have all benefited in different ways from parliamentary traditions combined with federalism. Regional security and community policing. Security must never again become a tool for oppression against the people. A future Biafra should adopt federal security agencies, regional police systems, and community-based security structures. Local communities understand their terrain and security challenges better than distant federal authorities. Regional policing would improve intelligence gathering, response time, and community trust. However, strict constitutional oversight would still be necessary to prevent abuse by local politicians or regional authorities. The military itself must remain professional, constitutional, and politically neutral. Resource control and economic justice. Economic injustice has been one of the most controversial issues in Nigeria's political history. A stable Biafra must avoid over-centralizing economic resources. Under a decentralized federal system, regions should retain a significant percentage of internally generated revenue, while contributing an agreed percentage to the federal government. This approach encourages productivity, reduces dependency, and empowers regions to develop according to their strengths. Oil-producing areas, industrial zones, agricultural regions, and commercial cities would all have incentives to maximize local economic growth while contributing fairly to national development. An independent judiciary. Without an independent judiciary, democracy becomes meaningless. The Biafran Constitution must guarantee judicial independence. Constitutional courts. Transparent judicial appointments, and protection from political interference. Judges must remain accountable only to the Constitution and the law, not politicians, military officers, or wealthy elites. The judiciary would serve as the final defender of civil liberties, constitutional order, human rights, and electoral integrity. Merit over tribalism. One of the greatest dangers facing many African states is tribal favoritism in appointments and governance. Biafra must reject this culture completely. Appointment into public service should be based on competence, integrity, professionalism, and national interest. Anti-nepotism laws and transparent recruitment systems must be constitutional priorities. No tribe, clan, or region should dominate national institutions at the expense of others. Protecting minorities and religious freedom. A future Biafra must belong to all its citizens equally. The Constitution should strongly protect minority communities, indigenous languages, religious freedoms, cultural rights, and equal citizenship. True national unity is built not through force but through fairness, inclusion, and mutual respect. No citizen should ever feel like a second-class member of society. Diaspora participation. The Biafran diaspora has played a major role in advocacy, media, diplomacy, and economic support for decades. A future Biafra should create constitutional mechanisms allowing diaspora citizens to vote, invest, participate in policymaking, and contribute to national development. Modern nations thrive when they fully integrate the knowledge and economic strength of their global communities. The most important lesson. Ultimately, the success of Biafra will not depend solely on independence or constitutional language. It will depend on whether the nation develops strong institutions capable of resisting corruption, abuse of power, and authoritarianism. Even the best constitution can fail if leaders ignore the law, elections are manipulated, courts become compromised, or security agencies become politicized. The true foundation of a successful Biafra must therefore be rule of law, transparency, decentralization, accountability, economic fairness, and active civic participation. Conclusion. The future Biafra Republic has an opportunity rarely given in history, the chance to learn from the failures of existing systems and build something better from the beginning. If properly structured, Biafra could emerge not merely as another African country but as a model constitutional federation built on justice, innovation, merit, and regional empowerment. The goal should never be simply to create another powerful central government. The goal should be to create a nation where power truly belongs to the people. A stable Biafra would likely succeed not through domination from the center, but through a union of empowered regions united by shared destiny, constitutional order, and mutual respect. How to support the Biafra liberation movement? Support independent Biafran media and civic education. Promote peaceful advocacy and international awareness campaigns. Encourage unity, accountability, and transparency within the movement. Educate younger generations about constitutional governance and nation building. Support policies that emphasize justice, decentralization, and economic empowerment. Editorial call: support Biafra's liberation. For effective, legitimate, and internationally coordinated engagement, support the Biafra Republic government in exile, BRGI, led by PM Kiir, the authorized government body mandated to pursue recognition, diplomacy, and liberation efforts. Donate to the Biafra liberation. Official website www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org. Invest in Biafra's future, 100% RYLU program. www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org/ILU. Donate via Hope and Strength Initiative. https://gofundme.me/9170193. Every contribution strengthens the path toward a peaceful, legitimate, and internationally recognized Republic of Biafra. Stay informed. Stay alert. Stay free.
Thank you for watching. Let's take a short commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. This is where I have to end today. Till tomorrow, same time, same studio. Like, share, and subscribe. I remain Edidem Unwana. Bye for now.